Mistletoe's sanctity in ancient Celtic culture, as noted in the original report, is vividly described by Pliny the Elder in his Natural History book 1695. He recounts the Druids' ritualistic harvesting of mistletoe from oak trees, emphasizing the use of a golden sickle and the careful avoidance of letting the plant touch the ground. This ritual, performed on the 6th day of the moon, was accompanied by sacrifices and feasts, underscoring mistletoe's role as a bridge between the earthly and divine realms. Beyond its spiritual significance, mistletoe was believed to possess medicinal properties. The Druids used it to treat infertility, poisoning, and epilepsy, viewing it as a panacea due to its evergreen nature and parasitic growth on host trees, which suggested a supernatural vitality. Archaeological evidence, such as mistletoe pollen found in Iron Age burial sites in Britain, supports its ceremonial use, indicating that it was placed with the dead to ensure protection or rebirth in the afterlife. Mistletoe's veneration was not exclusive to the Celts. In Norse mythology, mistletoe was associated with the death of the god Balder, killed by a spear made of the plant due to its unique status as neither fully of the earth nor sky. This myth highlights mistletoe's liminal nature, a quality that resonated across various pagan traditions and contributed to its mystique. Holly, ivy, and other evergreens were revered as symbols of endurance and divine favor. This veneration extended beyond the Celtic world to other ancient cultures. In Roman traditions, evergreens like laurel and pine were used during Saturnalia, a midwinter festival to symbolize renewal and the promise of spring's return. These plants adorned homes and public spaces, much like modern Christmas decorations, to invoke prosperity and ward off malevolent forces. In Germanic and Scandinavian traditions, evergreen boughs were brought indoors during Yule, the winter solstice festival, to honor the spirits of the forest and ensure the sun's return. The Yule tree, a precursor to the modern Christmas tree, was often a living evergreen decorated with offerings to nature deities. These practices reflect a shared Indo-European belief in evergreens as sanctuaries for spirits during winter, a concept that dovetailed with Celtic traditions of mistletoe and holly as protective talismans. As Christianity spread across Europe, the early church faced the challenge of assimilating entrenched pagan practices, rather than eradicating the veneration of mistletoe and evergreens. Christian authorities repurposed them to align with the new faith. By the early medieval period, evergreens became associated with Christmas, symbolizing eternal life through Christ. Holly, with its red berries and thorny leaves, was particularly evocative, interpreted as representing Christ's blood and crown of thorns. Mistletoe, however, posed a more complex challenge due to its strong pagan associations. While it was initially banned in some Christian contexts, such as by the early medieval church in Britain, which viewed it as a relic of Druidic idolatry, its use persisted in folk traditions. By the later Middle Ages, mistletoe began to appear in secular Christmas customs, particularly in England, where it was hung in homes as a symbol of peace and goodwill. The custom of kissing under the mistletoe, first recorded in the 16th century, likely evolved from earlier fertility rituals, sanitized to fit Christian sensibilities. In medieval Europe, mistletoe and evergreens were integral to winter festivities, blending pagan and Christian elements. In England, the kissing bough, a spherical arrangement of mistletoe, holly, and ivy, was a popular decoration during the Christmas season. This custom, documented in 14th century texts, reflected the ongoing belief in these plants' protective and unifying powers. Communities would gather under the bough to exchange greetings or resolve disputes, a practice that echoed the communal feasts of ancient Celtic traditions. In rural areas, evergreens were also used in wassailing rituals, where villagers blessed orchards with holly and ivy to ensure a bountiful harvest. These ceremonies, prevalent in medieval Britain and Scandinavia, demonstrate the persistence of pagan agricultural beliefs, now cloaked in Christian symbolism. Mistletoe, meanwhile, retained its medicinal reputation. Medieval herbalists prescribed it for ailments ranging from headaches to heart conditions, a legacy of its Druidic heritage. The reverence for mistletoe and evergreens was not unique to Europe. In ancient Mesoamerican cultures, for instance, the ceiba tree, an evergreen, was considered a cosmic axis connecting the heavens and earth, much like the oak in Celtic traditions. Similarly, in East Asian traditions, pine trees symbolized longevity and resilience, often used in winter rituals to honor ancestors. These parallels suggest a universal human tendency to associate evergreen plants with life's continuity in the face of winter's dormancy. Today, mistletoe and evergreens remain staples of Christmas celebrations, their pagan origins largely forgotten, but their symbolic power enduring. The Christmas tree, wreaths, and mistletoe decorations carry forward the ancient belief in nature's resilience and the promise of renewal, connecting modern festivities to the sacred practices of our ancestors. Many thanks for treading this tale's decorative path. If its pagan origins gripped you, follow, subscribe, and comment below.